friends. It's me, Dave Landau. After a long night on stage, I like to kick back with a captain's hat and a fine cigar and watch the Dennis and Andy show. These guys are huge nerds, but they're the kind that you actually want to hang out with. Enjoy them. I do.
Well, hello everybody. How are you? It is a happy, rainy, crappy Wednesday here in terms of the weather. It's been pouring on and off all day, which does nothing for my hair when it's this moist out.
It was, yes, your beard.
I know,
it's all goatee.
It's all frazzled and stuff. Oh,
I hydroplaned. It was like Noah is building his ark. That's how much it is raining. We went through, one of the streets were flooded, and it went whoosh, just like that. It was terrible. Thought for sure my car was going to get stalled. But we made it over here because we have a really fun show today. Something that we decided we wanted to do on a book that it's been a while since I've read these.
Yeah, and it's funny, you were talking about hydroplaning and stuff on the way over, and that can cause some serious problems, accidents and stuff. But you're a good driver, so you made it through okay. As Barry Manilow might say, you made it through the rain.
I did.
Na, 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 na. I don't know any more of the words. Na, 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 na. You made it through
I'm just
the
impressed
rain.
that you knew Barry Manilow.
I love Barry Manilow. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I had Barry Manilow CDs. Dude,
I
Barry
wouldn't
Manilow's
guess
awesome.
that.
Anyhow, Dennis is right. We have a fun topic. First, Randy Howell. Hello. Marcus is here. Prater. What the hell? My brother-in-law watching. It's 80 here and sunny. Whatever, Pete. Whatever.
Wow.
It's not that chilly here.
I think he just threw shade all over you.
It's 58 degrees here. It just happens to be a little rainy. Amish Ninja, Hyper Kaiju. Thank you guys all for joining us. Anti-Entity. What do we got here?
At
Let's
least
see.
it's not Teal Diamond.
Yeah. Henry Jeremek. Hello. We have a fun topic, as you saw. We're going to be talking about our favorite issues of Marvel Fanfare. I remember when this book came out in the 80s, it was special. It wasn't on shitty newsprint. It was on what they called Baxter paper, which was a whiter, little heavier, glossier stock of paper. It was usually one-off stories, but as some people in the chat said, they would do 3-issue story arcs like the George Perez Black Widow one, which is one we'll talk about. And we're going to do a little different today. Instead of just holding the book up like this and going, oh, look, here's one of our favorite pages and stuff, I've got another camera set up that we're going to switch to so we can talk about them. Joe Bernardo in the house. Hello. So I'll be the one doing the flipping. If any comments come up, Dennis will read them. But let's not mess around anymore, and let's get to some Marvel fanfares.
Why don't you start with number 1?
We
just
will,
because it's the first one. I remember walking into the comic shop up in Oshkosh, and I remember seeing that book.
Can't you say a real city's name just once?
Okay, Sheboygan.
Oh my God.
Fond du Lac.
Oh, stop it. Fondle who?
Kenosha.
Fondle who?
Wow.
Who's Lack and why did you fondle him?
And so I already know there's one person from there watching this, and you just insulted him. karma's coming your way.
Yeah, and insulted a town of 5 people.
Wow, there we go again, throwing shade on my background.
All right, Marvel Fanfare number 1.
I walked into the shop and I was like, what is this? Of course, when you see Sauron on the cover, I mean, I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. Anything to do with X-Men, I was all over at that time. But the artwork in the books, and like I said, the type of paper, how vivid everything was, that became an instant hit. I mean, I put that right down on my pull list, even back then. This was great.
Now, you know what's funny about this number 1 is I bought this too, and when it came out, and I still have it. And it was one of my first introductions to Michael Golden's work. And I just fell in love with the artwork and the style. But it seemed to be in the later 80s, early 90s, this book actually went up a little bit. And
it was worth some money. We already got a
but it's not anymore.
Super chat.
It's not really worth anything anymore. Now you see it in like dollar boxes.
Correct, which is a shame because this was awesome.
Travis Parrott, $5. Thank you very much. Hell yeah, Barry Manilow. Through the rain, it seems the artists were able to take their time in the Marvel Fanfare books. Well, yes, because some of these weren't really scheduled stories, or Al Milgrom, the editor, could basically hire a bunch of artists and schedule them out, so they could take more time on it. Now, some of the books that we'll talk about were stories that were supposed to be done for something else, and then either got shelved or put away, and eventually it was like, hey, why don't we use it in Marvel Fanfare? But this first, this was a 3-issue arc or 4?
4-issue. It was a 4-issue arc, really. It was the first 2, and then in issue 3 you get introduced to the X-Men. The cool thing about what Al Milgrom did in these, and we'll get to see him in some of them, he created their editorial section, which was an awesome, I'm glad that they did it, but it was Editorial-Al, because it's Al Milgrom. So those were always kind of fun to sit there and read through.
Yeah, there you go. Henry says Marvel Fanfare 1 and 2 they pulled out of the drawer. It was supposed to be a Marvel team-up. So see, there you go. And I believe the Incredible Hulk one that Michael Golden did was also a story that was supposed to be something else. But, just looking through this, love the coloring in here. Love that Spider-Man. This was a fun story arc. And then in the back...
So that's the cool thing with this book, was they always had a backup story. A nice, small, little backup story that was in them. And the very first one, it's a Daredevil Santa issue.
And it's drawn by another great artist of the time. And still, Paul Smith, inked by the Terry Austin. And yeah, it was just this nice Daredevil story with Santa Claus.
Yeah, Roger McKenzie wrote it, and it was cute. I mean, it was just a fun little thing. But I was in it for the main story, just because the first 4 were X-Men. So I mean, I gobbled that stuff up immediately. Loved it.
Now, one of my other favorite ones, because we just basically, our homework was just to pick a few of our favorites from our individual collection. So we're kind of going back and forth.
Yeah, because we literally could just pull them all out of our collection and just go through them all. But we don't have all night, because this was a fun, really fun series, actually.
Yeah, and, I have number 1. So we tried not to obviously double up on things. This one, nice, fun story by the Barry Windsor Smith, starring The Thing. The Human Torch pulls a prank on him, which, as a kid, when I read this, and once again, of course, gorgeous artwork. As a kid, when I read this, and, it's just, it's comics. But it's also just ridiculous. Like, he actually looks in the mirror and he's like, what? I have stubble? And it's, plastic straws he cut up and glued to his face or whatever. So, it's just kind of silly, but, it goes with it. But these were almost like a testing ground. This was before doing just the one-offs of like, what are you doing? Get off my mouse. Dennis is touching my mouse. Which one are you trying to click on?
Well, I was going to actually click on Henry's first. Because I said I was going to say same thing with Perez Black Widow. We'll get to that one because that one is on my list.
Oh yeah, the off books they used to make, a la Marvel Team Up, Marvel Fanfare, Marvel 2-in-1, were excellent books that you didn't need the continuity. Exactly.
Yep.
And you know, Marvel and DC, they don't do that anymore. And I really think they could bring it back. They could bring back a book like this. They could bring back definitely like a Marvel team-up.
If they did Marvel Team-Up or Marvel Fanfare or even something like the What Ifs were always a good series instead of just one here and one there. Those were always really good books.
Yeah. So anyhow, going back to Marvel Fanfare #1, it was. I remember seeing it go up in value and going, oh yeah, I've got that.
Right. Plus it ended, 1 or 2 ended, and no, I think it was... issue 2 ended, and it said like continued in Uncanny X-Men. So you could go to Uncanny X-Men and see the tie-in, and then it would come back. But it wasn't necessarily part of the original.
No,
continuity.
that's not true. That's not. You got 2 back. No,
I
because
got 2 back there.
I thought 2 went right to 3. The thing that really was disappointing with the first few is Michael Golden didn't draw all 4 issues. He drew 1 and 2, and Paul Smith took over at 3, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
And then he even drew 4, didn't he? Or no, Dave Cockrum, I think, drew 4.
Because the Annihilus story was the second one in that one.
Oh, yeah. No, Golden came back.
This is
oh, wait,
2.
this is number 2?
Yeah.
Yeah, to be continued with Uncanny X-Men, but...
Yeah, that's literally what I said.
Yeah, but it doesn't tell you what issue number to go to, because if you pick up number 3 continues right from this.
Well, number 3 picks up, because the Uncanny X-Men at that point, with Storm and everybody's flying in.
And now I remember getting this as a kid and seeing Jack Sparling going, Jack Sparling, who the hell is that? And then, you grow up, you come to learn later he was a older artist at that time. Still a nice Daredevil story there. Nice pinup on the back. They really put nice production into this stuff. Bouncing all the way to issue 45. One of our favorites. The all pinup issue. Henry says Andy's right. Smith drew number 3. Cockrum drew number 4. And I think Bob McLeod inked number 4. So it is a shame that Golden, for whatever reason, couldn't finish that story arc.
I don't know. I don't know if it was timing or he was in the middle of something else. I don't know, but the consistency I just wish it would have been there.
Not typical, but they got John Byrne for the wraparound cover. He's great at these downshot group shots. I love the thing with the little base to stand on as the heroes come across for their pinups. And this was another one. You also discovered some new talent in these books as well. I mean, this is 1989, so Art Adams at this time was already around for 5 years or so.
Yeah, the pinup issue, that was another awesome one when it came out. I mean, we didn't need story, we didn't need it. If you just liked decent artwork and you wanted to see people's take on it, this was actually just a really great issue.
Yep. And they did, and we have a few issues here that show them, the artist portfolios in the back. Like one of the issues we'll look at has a beautiful Rick Leonardi portfolio in the back, and it's, Rick was basically new to the business and stuff, and you just look at it and you're like, wow.
Well, that one is there. That's a wraparound cover, so I don't know if you can flip it over.
No, I already did.
We're done. Oh, you showed the whole cover?
Wow, you just...
I was busy looking.
It's good to see that you pay attention to the stream, Dennis.
I'm busy looking up stuff because you couldn't remember stuff.
Good to know. Yeah, I showed the cover.
Okay.
Beautiful John Buscema piece, inked by Brett Breeding, Howard Chaykin Wolverine, a fantastic, famous Michael Golden Captain America piece, Butch Guice, Butch Guice on the Avengers.
That picture.
Of course you do. It has a sexy lady.
It does. Sue Storm.
Klaus Janson. I mean, you've got Michael Kaluta contributing to this. Joe says, I have everyone you guys are showing so far. Well, that's, I will admit, I don't have the full run. I'm sure you do, don't you? You have the full run, don't you?
Pretty close. I used to have the whole run. I got rid of it. I've been recollecting it. That right there is one of my favorite. I literally, if I had another copy, I would literally just pin that up on my wall. Having Iron Man with all the great suits right there on the left, and then Silver Surfer and the Galactus. I absolutely love that.
And
that
this
is one of my favorites.
That is one of Jim Lee's early works at Marvel, the Silver Surfer Galactus. Because when I first look at it, I think Ron Lim, and then you see that it's a Jim Lee drawing. So,
yeah,
very nice. Oh, here you go, Rick Leonardi doing his Colossus there. I mean, so many great. Mike Mignola, where you can see the formation of Mignola's art, but it's just not to what he was going to become yet.
Henry's like, love the latent Iron Man armors. Exactly. I mean, I would have, if they could even shown more of them. I absolutely loved it. Loved it, loved it, loved it.
Yeah, the only armor that shouldn't have been there is that stupid Silver Centurion. Throws everything
off.
Stop!
That was classic.
All this beautiful golden red armors, and then there's that dumb silver and red.
Oh, go sit in the corner. I'm already done with you.
Tom Palmer and Gene. Well, Bill Reinhold inking. Or wait, this whole thing is Reinhold. I thought that was Gene Colan on pencils, but it looks like Bill Reinhold doing his best Gene Colan. Look at that. So I mean, this is just another great one. Marshall Rogers, John Romita Jr., Steve Rude. I mean, I'm a huge Nexus fan at this time period of my life, and seeing Steve Rude do something other than Nexus, holy crap. So I mean, this pinup one was great. A Fantastic Four. Just so much good stuff. Alan Weiss doing old cowboy there. What's his face? Two Gun Kid. Is that who that is? I think it's Two Gun Kid.
Yep.
And then, and with Barry Windsor Smith, which is actually shot from pencils. That's not inked. And then this great Mike Zeck where he just littered the background with, upside down. He littered the background graffiti with different people's names and stuff. So the only bad thing about the glossy paper is, as you can see, the shine. It's like if I put my head down in front of the camera. That was one of yours. They did fun stuff. Oh, love this issue. This was another one. Came out in 1986. I believe this was at the time period Mr. Byrne was drawing the Hulk. And I saw this on the stands and I was like, whoa, gotta get this. Pick it up, open it. I'm like, well, of course it starts with a splash page. Any good Marvel comic starts with a splash page.
See, and you have the editorial right on the opening cover.
Yep. And he kind of tells you a little bit about the story and where, how it came about. And then you turn and you're like, oh my God, this is a splash page issue.
This was in my list to pull, but I decided not to because I already knew Andy was going to pull this one.
Oh, this baby's on my spin rack next to my desk. Still huge John Byrne fan. I just love looking through this issue. The Hulk is just... It's, Byrne's Hulk I like because it's an in-between of Kirby and the really exaggeration where he has a pinhead and a huge body. It's not so Kirby because Kirby's were almost head size, realistic proportions. But Byrne was like, you know what? We'll give him a smaller head and really kind of jack out his body some. I bet Byrne loved this because back in the day, he's so fast. He probably, it's 20-page splash page book. Dude probably banged this out in like a couple days.
Joe's like on that Iron Man armor version, Bob included every one of the armors he created. Right.
Yeah. Of course.
Bob Layton's Hercules miniseries was awesome.
Oh, yeah.
I agree. Totally
got it.
agree with you on that one.
Got it.
Yep.
I got both of them.
So do I.
What about the graphic novel? Do you have the Hercules graphic novel he did?
Good question. I don't think
Just
so
the
anymore.
fact- Oh, I've got it. $25. It's yours.
No.
Damn, son, I'm giving you a good deal.
You say that about everything that you jack up 85%.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, again, hold on. You said either one of you.
All right, let go. You're killing me, Smalls. Losing my mouse all over the place.
Yeah, it should just stay right there.
Either of you guys did not pick issue 47. No. We're not done yet.
Oh yeah, just wait.
Henry.
Wait. He's not going in order either. So although so just
Yeah,
just wait.
Henry, we're bouncing around, my friend. We're bouncing around. I'm not going in order at all. So, what's up, Blackjack? So I mean, this book was great. And then you've got, let me just jump ahead. You're like, oh, what's this? Who are these guys? And you turn the page and it's like, oh my God, Hammer and Anvil. What? And I don't even know. Is this like a first appearance for these guys? Do you know?
I don't think so.
Because I know when I got this as a kid, I was like, who the F are these dudes? Hammer and Anvil. Never heard of them. And then, the Hulk is like, come here, you losers.
It says pair of Hammer and Anvil are old enemies of the Hulk.
Oh, and he ends up killing one. I love this. The old man shoots the dude right in the face. You assume he has no head. No, he just has no face. But it wasn't powerful enough to blow out the back of his head. That, my friends, is the Comics Code Authority right there.
Yeah, but splash page after splash page of Byrne, this is just a great issue.
Yep. And then it's like, what? Who? Friend? And it's just a mask. I mean, fun story. Jump to the back. Norm Brayfogle. This was, I said 1986. I don't know if he was on Batman yet or not in 1986. And maybe he just popped this. But, once again.
But he wrote it as well.
Yeah. So getting to see Norm Brayfogle do something different. And at the time, just another fun one. Pin up on the back by Norm. Rest in peace, Norm. Herb Trimp introduced those guys. Oh, damn, Randy, I think you're right. I think Herb Trimp did introduce those guys. Yeah, Marcus says they were in the Trimp run of the Hulk. If only somebody was sitting in front of a computer and Googled.
Every time I try it, you yell at me for not paying attention to what's on the screen. You can't have it both ways.
Oh, I can.
Oh, you wanted it. First appearance of Scourge?
Scourge in this? Was that the old man dude, supposedly? Was that Scourge? Yes, Black Widow run. Arthur Adams' first published work was the cover to number 13. And if I remember correctly... Wait, no. I'm trying to remember. I remember talking to John Beatty. I can't pull up 13 and see who did the cover. If Art inked it himself or John Beatty inked the cover. Because I think, if I remember right, John was offered to ink it and he couldn't or something. I don't know. I can't remember.
It doesn't list the cover.
But number 11 of this is one of those ones they did the facsimile edition of. So you've got that because of the story with the Black Widow. But as mentioned earlier in the chat, this was supposed to be something else. And it got shelved. George was doing this when he was at Marvel before he went to DC. The book got shelved. They said, hey, we'll run it in this Marvel Fanfare. So George did a new cover. And you can definitely see a change in the artwork from George on the cover, a more mature artist, compared to the inside. Which, don't get me wrong, I still love this era of George. And the Black Widow is just great. I think it was number 11 that had that nice sexy shot of her coming out of the shower or whatever with the towel on or something. Or no, she was in her costume. I don't know. It was like a splash page.
Daniel says, what's up, Andy?
What's up, Daniel?
And Amish Ninja said, Scourge, the guy Marvel used to kill off a bunch of villains. Well, we have a lot of people in the chat that probably would know that.
Yeah, Prez's widow was thick. Well, all his women.
Yes.
Well, but if you look at the cover, she wasn't. And when George first started out, his women were a little thicker. And then as he matured as an artist, you know, he thinned them out some. But I got to admit, I love the way he did Black Widow in this story.
Yes.
I got no problem with the thickness.
I love the Black Widow story. It's one of the reasons why I picked it. And it ran through 11, 12, and 13.
Yep. Love this, you know, thicker Perez type woman right there. Just great. Then we've got the old Marvel Fanfare with Al Milgrom and a young Ann Nesenti. I love it. He puts on a Captain America costume. Yep, that's not how you're supposed to look. Oh, yeah, it just kind of drapes off of me.
Gil Kane.
Gil Kane what? What's Gil Kane? What are you talking about?
Didn't Gil...
No, Gil didn't draw this.
Oh, I thought he did the...
No. And here is the Rick Leonardi port. No, that was drawn by Al.
Oh.
Al Milgrom drew it. And here is where I first discovered... Nope, I take it back. Well, wait, this is 1983. This is issue 12. You know what? This might be... All right, guys in the audience, was this before or after Cloak and Dagger? Because if it's after, then I take it back. I discovered Rick Leonardi on Cloak and Dagger. If this is before, then this is where I first discovered Rick Leonardi's work. This Iron Man is still... This thing is now 40 years old, 1983. One of my favorites. I love the Iron Man figure. Rick's work is so expressive. The gestures, just the drawing. Just gorgeous stuff. The storm he did. I know Dennis is going, should have been Phoenix.
So Cloak and Dagger's first appearance was 1982, which would be the Spectacular Spider-Man number 64.
Oh, I know. But Rick did the limited series.
And then 1983.
So same
limited.
time. So right around the same time. Yep, and Blackjack nailed it. So right around the same time. So I don't know. 40 years ago, hard to remember if this is what I saw first of Rick's work or if it was Cloak and Dagger. Either way, I was
Joe
hooked.
says it was after Cloak and Dagger.
This was. Okay, so Cloak and Dagger was my first exposure to Rick, and then this. Love this shot. I just love the experiment and how he handled the city down below. You know, fading it out, keeping it nice and simple. All the focus is on the angel. Just gorgeous. That's a Dennis one. All right. Because you asked, of course we're going to talk about this one. This is got to be next to Avengers number 12 that Golden drew. This has got to be one of Mike's seminal works. Oh, yeah, Spider-Man 2099.
Yep.
Beautiful work. Inked by Al Williamson. Just gorgeous. Yeah, Rick did great work doing fill-ins on X-Men. I think the Thor fill-in he did was early, though. Like, maybe even inked by Vinnie Coletta might have inked it. So it's hard to tell it was Rick, if I remember right. I could be wrong. I'd have to look. But yes, this, you know, that Henry brought up, just, if you're going to get an issue of Marvel Fanfare, I got to say, this would be a beautiful one to get. Here, editorial Al talks about the issue and how it came about and how long it took. And you can see he had hair. And by the time he got it, he had no hair and a long beard. So, I want to say, let me just double check. Yep, Mike colored this himself. And I just remember seeing this type of coloring in one panel where it's just like bathed in this purple red type color with just a little bit of rim lighting from the light outside. Just a fantastic fantastic book. I mean, if you're an artist, you need it. If you're not an artist and you just want to see a comic book that is just so masterfully done, this is it right here. And the way he drew the Hulk is very Kirby. Yeah, this was, like I said, I didn't buy every issue of Marvel Fanfare off the shelf. It was hit or miss. It'd come out, I'd look through it and be like, nah. Well, in fact, one of the ones we're going to show of yours that you brought over was one I was like, nah.
Oh.
Yeah.
The Iron Man one?
No, I bought that one actually. Oh no, you know what? No. I don't think I got that one, but Ken Stacy did a North Star one. Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
He did a single North Star issue, which I bought because I love North Star. So yeah, so guys, this is by far. Oh, look at that shot of the Hulk with the double lighting and stuff.
Hyper. Yes, Helen is home.
Yep, my wife is home. Yeah, but you can't hear the car because it's a hybrid. It's in electrical mode right now, so you can't hear it. But yes, she is home. I've seen many people do swipes from this book, this particular issue. Man, as a kid...
Henry says, all of Michael Golden's equipment and vehicles are incredible.
Oh, yeah, he just puts...
I agree.
I mean, look, it's hard to see, but you just look at that background in that first panel and the lighting he did with the purples and the blue and stuff. Because you just see stuff like that in movies, where in a movie they'll be in a room that's just bathed in like a red light or a blue light. And I love coloring like that. And whenever I have a chance to have a colorist do something like that, I'm like, do it. I think now I gotta look, because I think I had the colorist in First Man 2 do that in one of the pages. Yeah, I did. Right there, First Man Volume 2, that bottom panel. I said I want the whole room to be a reddish color with some blue reflected lights coming in from the screens for that very reason. And if I didn't give that note to the colorist, she might have done that, but a lot of colorists don't do stuff like that. They just go, oh, they're just in this room. Okay, I guess I'll just do normal colors and stuff. So just phenomenal. Even back here, he just knocked the whole crowd out in yellow and stuff. Just masterful. Masterful stuff. The cartooniness that Mike does so well. And then he does the realistic buildings and vehicles and stuff.
I couldn't afford Marvel Fanfare. It just wasn't in my comic budget. I used to skip school lunches so I could use the money to buy comics. Me too. Me too. I used to do the same thing.
That's right, guys. Let's bring it back in a positive way. Hashtag me too when we used to use our lunch money for comics.
That's right. Hey, give up my milk money and my lunch money, and I'd be like, yep, I could get some good comics.
Dennis was in the back of the school doing hand jobs to get money for comics.
Well, just think, they were $1.25, and that was right in the era of the 50-cent comic, so it was a jump up in price to get these. These were premium.
Oh, yeah. Let's see, the best right there. Oh, man, this could have been a 2-page spread. This shot of all the destruction that was wrought, just gorgeous. So
they're asking, when we're done with that, could you flip over issue 47 and show the double-page spread cover?
47? This?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, I can. Right there. But boom. Look at that. And it's funny because the way Michael composed it is a wraparound cover, but they work as separate pieces. this works as a totally separate piece where you're like, oh, Nick Fury and the gang are hunting the Hulk. And this works, obviously, as a separate piece as well. I'll be honest, when I first bought it, I don't think I realized it was even a wraparound cover as a kid. But it is, but they work separately just as well. So look at that. Beautiful stuff there. Let me see if Dennis has this. Oh, here's one. So I skipped over this. I know for a fact I didn't buy this one as a kid. I just wasn't into these characters. Is there a Michael Golden Artist Edition? There will be in about 2 months. One is coming out. It's the Artisan Edition, which isn't full stories, but maybe a short story here and there, but other than that, just a smattering of his pages and stuff. So yeah, I did not buy this one when it first came out. I wasn't big into these characters when it came out. And we're trying to remember,
Weird
Dennis,
World.
That's right.
Yeah,
Weird World.
It's Weird World, and it was cool, but Mike Plug, I mean...
And honestly, when I was a kid, if you would have asked me at the time period this came out who Mike Plug was, I'd go, I don't know. I have no idea. You know, because I didn't connect him with like Man-Thing and characters like that. So... You know, when Dennis brought this over, I've never really looked through it, and I was like, let me see that. Oh my God, Mike Plug drew it and P. Craig Russell inked it? I got to get it, which means I'm just not going to let Dennis leave the house with this. So I kind of have it. Thanks, Dennis.
Randy says, is that the one with the Dave Sim portfolio, or is that 25?
I guess we'll find out. We can't tell you. I don't remember, even though we looked at the whole book. So yeah, Mike Plug really, you know, Plug started with Ghost Rider, then Man-Thing. Like any early artist, his work was cool, but it was kind of rough. But right here, he's really coming into it. Just fantastic work by Mike. So this is one I'll definitely have to put on my list to get. John Buscema did some Weird World stuff that I think Rudy Nebres inked. And this was 2 issues, so there was another follow-up to this. And then we've got some nice pinups here. Pat Broderick, inked by Alan Weiss. That's a team-up you never think you'd see. Right there. Blackjack says 2015, Marvel released the Weird World Collected. You are correct. And I should have bought it when I saw it at Ollie's. Ollie's had it for like $3, and I didn't buy it. And now I'm thinking I should have.
$3?
Yeah,
Whoa.
for the trade paperback. And then we do have John Buscema here, inked by Rudy Nebres. Great stuff.
Call was great.
Oh, yeah. His Call stuff was fantastic. And then we just have a Fantastic Four story drawn by David Ross with inks by Bob Wycheck. I want to say this was some of Dave's first stuff.
Yeah. Chris Claremont wrote it.
Yeah.
Binary.
Yep, we got Binary
Love
in here.
Binary.
Everybody does.
Exactly.
No Dave Sim portfolio in this one. And it does look like ElfQuest. That's what I always thought. And I wasn't a big ElfQuest guy as a kid. So that's another reason I probably didn't pick this one up. But what I did pick up is... let's see. Look, oh, here it... Oh, no, that's not it. It's hiding. Oh, yeah. It's Captain America. It's got my name written all over it. Frank Miller, you can see Frank coming into that style that would eventually become Sin City on this cover, and even on the back cover, you're getting kind of a sense of where Frank's going with his work. And I like that style, but on the inside, Joe Rubinstein inking Frank Miller, oh my God. Joe Rubinstein in this time period honestly could do no wrong. He could ink anybody and make them look marvelous. Just marvelous. Is binary now non-binary? Yeah, I actually made that joke to Dennis.
I know, that's why I put it up there. I was going to say, wow, great minds think alike.
Binary,
Marcus, you and Andy are one and the same.
Binary looks the same, but when she takes her clothes off, she has a little ding-a-ling hanging down now.
Does she?
Yeah.
Huh. I couldn't tell that from the artwork.
That's because
I can't wait to see the new pinup.
She tapes it back really well.
Oh, that's Ray Finkel.
Oh, so here we go. Look at this. You've got the great Frank Miller layouts and storytelling. Really nice Captain America drawings, and just still one of my favorite issues to this day.
The answer, Marcus, is no.
He was incredible, Henry. Look at that. You can just see that as Daredevil running on the edge of the roof.
Yep.
Right there. Which is funny because, I know they're superheroes and they have great balance and stuff, but just for safety reasons, you think they would just scooch over a couple feet and run on the actual rooftop. I mean, you could slip. You could fall. Carol Danvers gone Buffalo Bill. That's too funny. Yeah, this is just another... God, this stupid glare is killing me.
I know, it's the only problem with the fancy paper.
Yeah, if this was newsprint, you guys would be catching it all. Laces out!
That's right! Thank you, bub. Yeah, laces out, Dan. Laces out.
Dude, that movie, Ace Ventura, could never be made today.
No.
Never. Yeah, man, Joe's great. Oh, his Captain America run. Now, the funny thing is, from what I know, John Byrne didn't like Joe's inks over him because Joe would try to Neil Adams up everything. Because Joe, comes from that Neil Adams school of inking and rendering. And Joe, John wasn't a fan of what Joe was doing. And he's crazy because after Terry Austin, I think Joe did a fantastic job over him. So let's keep. Oh, here you go. That shot of Cap right there is so Frank Miller. It gives me the bullseye vibe from Daredevil with the hard lighting he did on him and stuff. All these panels right here, giving that dude mouth to mouth. Just a good story, too, gotta say. He's like, I gotta go back in. What are you doing? I'm getting the American flag. That's right. I'm less than 100 subs from 2,000. I'm at 1,900 and something. Sub to the channel. Let's get to that 2,000 number.
And for those of you that follow Dennis on Twitter, I apologize. My account got hacked. I found out this morning pretty quickly. But stuff was apparently sent out. It's been rectified. But anyway, guys, just apologies that nasty hackers got in. Don't even know how they did it.
Sons of bitches.
That's right.
How dare they? Who would ever hack Dennis's Twitter?
Right?
I wonder. And then you got a Kevin Nolan portfolio. A young Kevin Nolan. I was like, holy crap, who is this guy? This is just not traditional comic book looking art. And when I saw this, I was just like, whoa, insane. Not a fan of the Red Sonja, you gotta say. A little thin for my taste, a little flat, but, nice drawing. Now the Jean Grey, on the other hand.
Fantastic.
Yeah, Dennis didn't bring his copy over because the pages are stuck together right here. So I had to use my copy.
Hubba hubba.
That's right. Look at this. He's got Zipatone in here.
Outside of Dark Knight Returns and Sin City, do you like Frank's art at his later stage?
You mean now? No, I'm not a big fan of what he's doing now. It's a little, it's just a little too artsy, we'll say. Peak Frank Miller for me, to be honest, is Daredevil. I love that stuff. And then after that, I really do like Dark Knight. And I like Sin City, but I'm more of a traditional looking superhero type stuff. So
Now, this is the She-Hulk I would have loved to have seen in the Disney Plus show. Not what we got.
oh, look at that tan line. Kevin Nolan, master colorist as well.
Nova. I mean, even Nova was cool.
Then we even got a Terry Austin portfolio. Terry, known for being an outstanding inker. Yeah, that dude pencils, just not as much. It's if you don't know who Patrick Nagel is, do you know who Patrick Nagel is? Oh, fantastic artist from the 80s. Look up Patrick Nagel. This is so Patrick Nagel looking, this Black Widow. He unfortunately died young. Nice cloak and dagger here. Great use of negative space. So, I mean, these Marvel fanfares were just such a treat with the great stories, the great art, and the bonus of these portfolios and things like that. Gotta love it. Can't pick up Thor's hammer. Get out of here. That's a great one. What's the other one you got over here that we haven't looked at? I've looked at all of them, Dennis. You didn't give me a good enough smattering.
Well, you had 4, I had 4.
Well, I can pull out another one.
I could too, but
Well, I'm
you were
going
doing
to.
4. There's the one I actually thought you were going to, one of your...
Oh, yeah, this story. So, Carrie Gamble, who, yes, did get a start at Marvel, but I think most people know Carrie for Superman at DC. Carrie drawn Captain America. Oh, yeah. I say sign me up. Dennis Janke, another guy who I think maybe started at Marvel, but was after that DC doing Superman stuff. Just love it. So yeah, I mean, Marvel Fanfare was just one of those books. It was the time period in the 80s. Marvel was trying different things. They weren't afraid to experiment. And this, I think, is one of the books. It didn't even well, how often did Fanfare come out? Was it monthly or was it more sporadic? Because it didn't.
No, I think it was every other month.
How many-
First Austin pencil work I ever saw was his solo Kitty Pryde story in Uncanny X-Men.
Oh yeah,
Carrie did
he
his
did do
favorite run.
he did do a good run.
So
on-
was that 143, the Kitty Pryde story? Was that the Christmas one?
I think it was.
Because that's
I think
the one
it
where the
was.
brood.
Well, he drew the cover.
aliens.
He drew the cover to that.
Yeah, I
one.
think that's the reference to 143.
Yeah, because he did draw
That's
the
a
cover.
great story.
Carrie did my favorite Power Man and Iron Fist. It was good, but I'll be honest. My favorite Power Man and Iron Fist was Dennis Cowan. I thought Dennis Cowan's Power Man and Iron Fist was phenomenal. It was sporadic because. Do you still have the website up? How many issues did Fanfare run for?
It ran for 60 issues.
So yeah, so it definitely ran longer than 5 years, but it was 60 issues, and you know you just got to chalk it up to maybe.
Yep, I was right. So first issue was March of 82.
Mhm.
Second issue was May of 82. Then July of 82. So it was every other month.
And when was issue 60?
And then there goes September. Then it went monthly.
Love this Captain America here.
And then it skipped. So it was sporadic. Sometimes it came out back to back. Other times it skipped a month. Final issue number 60, was January of 92.
92, so 10 years, 60 issues. That's not bad for a book like this, that it was such a genre, not a genre book, but it was just that one-off type stories and stuff that you're like, yeah, that's fine. You didn't really expect it monthly. And then you got this Doctor Strange backup by Mark Wheatley. Different, nice cartoony style. I mean, not super cartoony, but you know what I mean. This was a good issue. Then there's even a little Daredevil, The Call, drawn by Norm Brayfogle, written by Norm, and lettering by Norm. I never knew Norm lettered, so that's pretty cool. And they did. They did bring back Marvel Fanfare in 96. We will not be bringing those out. I don't think I have any of those.
I wasn't a fan.
Yeah, it wasn't the same. It really just wasn't the same. Let's see what's in the back of this one. I'll go through this one a little quicker here. Again, just, 2-issue Captain America story arc. If you're a fan of Carrie Gamble, I highly recommend you get it. It's got the frog dude in it, whatever his name was, Frogman, whatever. I don't know. But just great action and dynamics. I said it. I've said it before. I'll say it again. I will take a comic book that looks like this over 80% of what's coming out today. So
Yes.
easily. All right, let's see the backup story in this. Who did it? Paul Smith. Another great Paul Smith with Vision and Scarlet Witch. Just gorgeous stuff here. But one of the things I want to go back to, let's see what this was selling at the time, because right here, Marvel would publish like once a year or so the stats, and you could actually see what the book was selling. Leapfrog, that's his name. So this book was selling single issue nearest the single issue nearest to the filing date was 70,000 copies. The average was 59,000 copies. So, that's really pushing it for them to want to keep publishing this book. Because when you got numbers like 60,000 at Marvel back then, you were considered a low-selling book, which is just, really kind of outrageous that 60,000 is low-selling.
Yeah. Now today that would be number 1 or number 2 in a given month.
Yeah. All right, let's look at number 4 of the Marvel Fanfare.
I liked it because I liked the backup story in that one.
Yeah, and this is the one that we said it starts. It's Paul Smith and Terry Austin on it.
Yeah, Chris Claremont had written it, and it was in with the X-Men, the final of the X-Men storyline.
Yeah, you just can't go wrong with this artwork. Andy, who is that artist you mentioned? Or Dennis Cowan did a great run on Power Man and Iron Fist. Just a great run on the book. I just loved it. Carl Potts did some of the inking on it. Joe Rubinstein inked some of the covers to it. Really nice stuff. So yeah, I mean, this issue finishes up. This does finish it, yeah. The storyline.
Yep, that's the end of the storyline, and then we hop into.
And then they get Michael Golden jumping in. I don't know what it said. I don't know why he couldn't finish this storyline, but he was able to do a short story with Deathlock.
I know, Deathlock. I was like, yeah, loved it.
Randy says if you sold 60,000 now, you get an extra ration of cat food. Oh my God, if most of the comics sold 60,000 at Marvel and DC, they'd be jumping for joy. I tell you what, the thing about doing the indie books like we're doing with, Kor-Drath The Reckoning, link in the description below. Go check it out now and back it. Just half, not even half of that. I mean, we're at 1,200 and change backers. Still in the, what's the good? The black is the good, the red's the bad. I always forget.
Yeah, red's bad.
Red's bad. So we're still in the red on Kor-Drath. So go back it now. Share it if you haven't. But I tell you, 5,000 backers, even like 3,000 backers on a book, now you're in the black. You're looking good. I couldn't imagine selling like 10, 15,000. But yeah, this Deathlock story by Golden is just fantastic. I'm pretty sure he did Bob Downs did the inks. So this might have been just another story that was done and shelved and didn't come out till later. Of course we do.
Yep, Michael Golden.
I agree 100%. 100%. And then Iron Man's in it. So, I mean, come on now. Look at that. Just gorgeous. Nice big figure shot there.
I pretty much enjoyed the entire series. So there were just certain ones that I really kind of liked that I brought. Shooter's Page.
Yep, Shooter's Page. Say this real quick. So, I'm trying to do something with my left hand, and I'm not that good at it. I'm a right-handed individual. There we are. Hello. Yes, I know. It's back to these wonderful faces and not the comics.
I know you guys already missed the comics,
I
but
know
you're
you
stuck
do.
with us.
You're stuck with us. Is this mine or yours?
Yours.
Okay, here. So, yeah, so it was just that seems like earlier Golden. Oh, yeah, it definitely. I wouldn't be surprised if it was just a job kind of like the other ones that they would just pull out and be like, hey, let's print this in Marvel Fanfare. I don't know. I just love the books. It would be great to see Marvel take a chance and do stuff like that again. And I will. Before we go, I do want to give a props to Marvel for a current book that came out. I think it's been 2 weeks now.
I still haven't bought any.
I know. He's on a total I will not buy Marvel or DC ban. I just won't buy a crap. If it's good, I'll buy it. And I can recommend this. Avengers Across Time. Written by Paul Levitz. His first Marvel work. Drawn by the incomparable Alan Davis. And Alan Davis even inked it himself. No Mark Farmer. So I'm not sure what the deal is with that. Maybe Mark was busy. Not sure. This book is fantastic. It's just like the Great Silver Age stuff. The story takes place it takes place after Avengers number 11. The original number 11. So it's a nice Silver Age story. It's got obviously great artwork, being drawn by Alan Davis. The writing is good. The characters are all the traditional Marvel heroes. It deals with Kang, so maybe they're doing it because of the movie. I'm just trying to find another. Look at that classic Giant Man and the Wasp. So, if you're going to buy something current Marvel, I can easily recommend this wholeheartedly. It's a good read, and it's a good-looking book. And it just reminds me of the stuff Marvel used to do. They need to get back to stuff like this.
Issue 48, Amish Ninja, I think, is the She-Hulk one.
Fanfare? What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Oh, that was drawn by Kerry Gamble.
Yeah, it's he says. I think there was a Kerry Gamble.
Oh, yeah. Did you pull up the... Yeah, that was. I have that one, too. Like I said, we could have pulled out a lot more issues of Fanfare, but...
We kind of needed to keep it to about an hour today because we are going to be tonight on another channel. So we have to go eat. I have to drive home and then set up. And then we're going to be on Dojo Coon's channel at 10 p.m. Eastern tonight.
Marvel Fanfare with the thing right here. Got it. Love this issue, drawn by Barry Windsor Smith. Yes, Dojo Coon Comics, 10 p.m. tonight. Dennis and I will be there. We will, I guess it's like a debate type show. He'll give us a topic and we'll debate it.
I think it was talking about, I saw something about shadow banning and stuff, so it'll be interesting. We always enjoy going on his channel, so...
Well, that's a tough one to debate, because who's going to take the side of, yeah, it's a good thing.
You are now.
No, I'm not.
No, you are now.
No.
If we're going to debate...
that computer down. No, I'm not.
Go sit in the corner, Andy, and put your dunce cap on.
No. I will not. It is an awesome cover.
Make sure you guys smash the like and subscribe. Yeah, and even the back cover on it.
Yeah, the back cover too. Daredevil knocked out in color like that, and I'm not sure if this
I'm telling you that if for no other reason, even if you guys didn't like some of the stories, the artwork was top notch in this, and it was good. Yes, it was a pricey book back in the day, but like we said, right now, the value has dropped out for whatever reason on these books. Because for a while, issues number 1 and 2, I mean, they were $20, $25 books. Now you can find the bulk of these in the dollar bin. So go to your local convention and start digging through them. That is good artwork for very little money right now.
Especially number one. Like we were saying, number one
That was a big deal.
Used to be an expensive book, $10-15. Now you find it in dollar bins. You know, the only reason I keep my number one in a bag and board is because I've always had it that way. But the next time I run across a number one cheap, I might get it just to throw on my spin rack. What channel tonight? It's Doja-kun. You think you can find it and pop the link in? Maybe first channel? We'll try and find it and pop the link in real quick. So you can... No, what are you using my mouse for?
Because I was going to go up because somebody popped up what the name was. You know,
Yeah, Randy did.
If it would just...
mean
Right,
that?
which is what I was trying to do.
Yeah, but I want you to try and find it on YouTube so we can pop the link.
Yeah, I hear you.
Is what I'm saying.
I hear what
I just
you're
want to
saying.
say I love seeing you guys together, united for life. Aw,
Oh, that's Brian. Thank you, Brian.
thanks, big guy. So nice. Oh, here it is, Doja-kun's YouTube channel. Thanks, Randy. I knew you'd step up to the plate, unlike my co-host.
I'm just gonna. I'm just gonna mouse everything.
So dropping the ball today, I tell you. This whole new setup to show the comics and stuff is just throwing them for a loop. But yes, Doja-kun Comics, 10 p.m. Eastern.
This is a new setup, just so you know. All these fancy cameras now. Brian Blevins got us a really,
Yeah, because I can even do this.
Fancy cameras. And Brian, I got Andy to change the settings. You were 100% right. He is now in full HD.
See, we could have done it like this today too. Oops.
That's what I actually thought you were going to do.
We could have showed the books like this, but then you'd see Dennis working in the top of my head the whole time as I was looking down, and you wouldn't get the full screen experience.
Yeah, and it would be different if you let your hair grow all the way.
Comics.
So you got the Crypt Keeper Captain Picard look, but no, you shaved your head again.
I did, because that's how I roll. And unfortunately, these other little layouts they have don't work unless I do that, and that doesn't work well at all. So, because it makes the second camera the
Well,
small
we tried
one.
something new. You guys have to let us know if you like that when we go through books like that, or would you rather have it dual screened or off in the little corner? You guys have to let us know what you thought. We thought we would try something a little bit different tonight.
Oh, Brian says you guys sound good too. I'm glad that Yeti made the difference. Dude, Brian, I love this Yeti mic. I'm almost annoyed that I have my other Snowball because I don't need two microphones, but Dennis, sell you a Snowball for $20.
I already have a Snowball. Thank you, Brian. Brian sent me a Snowball to test out, and it's absolutely fantastic. I love it. So I've got that set up with the new Brio. We are all upscaled to 4K now, so you get to see high definition of all of this beauty.
4K? No, 4K. Ha ha ha. Guys, go check out Kor-Drath, The Reckoning. It is in demand. You can still get it. I just wrapped up page 29 out of 76.
And it's an awesome page 29. I can't wait for you guys to see it.
Wow, I didn't even have to pay him for that one.
Right? I even threw that out there without any shade. But Friday... What?
We are going to be launching the Kickstarter. Maybe Friday. Still some bugs to work out. We got to work the bugs out. Got to work the bugs out. Don't worry. You'll know when we launch it. I sent out an email blast. If people are going, why are you doing a Kickstarter? You have an Indiegogo. We believe, like America, no man left behind on the battlefield and no fan left behind in the battle of the comics. Some people are Kickstarter only and some are Indiegogo only. And we want Kor-Drath to reach as many people as possible. And to do that, we're doing a mirror Kickstarter campaign, which means it's the exact same campaign. So if you've backed it on Indiegogo, thank you. You're awesome. Check it on Kickstarter if you want. The Little Enough trading card is now up for $5 and it's free shipping if you want to get the trading card.
Randy just popped up the Kor-Drath Kickstarter.
What do we got here? There it is. You can go there so you can follow it. Hit that follow button. Thank you very much. Do we have a Kor-Drath stand-up for cons? No, we don't. But if we did, it'd probably be one of the ladies.
We've talked, but it's another pretty big expense. But we're always kicking things around.
That's right. We're always kicking different things around. So go check it out, guys. Like I said, if you've backed it, thank you so much. Maybe back it again. Get a different cover. Get the Lilith trading card. If you got it for free from the early sign up, awesome. If you did not get it for free and you'd like the Lilith trading card, it's $5. Free shipping. We'll just throw it right in with your order. So we can do that. We've got the game module. Dennis is working on that. So you can read the book and play the game.
And if you have any questions, you can go check out our archive streams. I've got them on the Dennis and Andy show page, so make sure you subscribe to that. We go through the gaming side of it. We have debates on it. We're talking about the module. We're talking about Kickstarter. So anyway, you can go back, find out all the quick flips, the full reviews, our movie reviews, because hopefully tomorrow we're going to be going to see the movie Missing.
Oh, there's no hopefully. We're going to see the movie Missing tomorrow.
And then the theater will start on fire and a tornado will happen all at the same time.
Well, no.
Just saying.
Oh. I want a Lilith real doll for the Jack show. Ew. Just get a pillow print. There you go.
War Dogs D20. That's one of the debates we're having right now with the Paizo's ORC versus 1.1, 1.2, 2.0 with Wizards of the Coast. It originally was going to be OGL 1.0 compliant. I was doing it in 5th edition. Lots of stuff's happening in that field. The story's going to be the same. We will wind up figuring out which system it'll be. I've got a bunch of new systems that I'm testing out now. There will be more on that. But either way, I will design it so no matter which system you play, you'll have all the basic information. You just may have to adapt, because I know some of the guys want 1st or 2nd edition. You'll be able to adapt the characters to whatever edition that you're playing. But the story will be great no matter which edition you play.
That's right. He's kicking butt and taking names on it. I'm starting page 30 tomorrow. Oh, it's going to be a good time. Thank you guys for joining us. We will let you know about the Kickstarter, and we'll be back next Wednesday. I'm looking to line up a guest. I don't want to say who it is yet. I got to shoot him an email. And there you go, guys. Thank you for joining us as always. Thank you for joining us on the trip down Marvel Fanfare Memory Lane. If there's any other type of books you want us to talk about on a stream like this, you let us know, and we'll do it. Until next time, everybody. Bye-bye, everybody.
Live long and prosper. And Randy...
Retribution! Oh yeah, we want retribution!